What's going on, everyone? I am ZippingMeteor. Welcome to just a brief recap of some of the things that happened today at the Electronic Entertainment Expo that I thought were interesting. Overall, I don't think it was all that great of a day, but I'll go ahead and talk about the things that I thought were interesting. Before I do that, though, let that sit there for a minute. Or a few seconds. A coworker of mine wanted me to mention her in a video, so there you go, Amanda. Now, first thing I'm going to talk about, 2 new Tomb Raiders were announced, or rather, a new Tomb Raider and a new Lara Croft game. I really don't see the point of using 2 different titles for 2 different types of games, but it's the same star. First is kind of a direct sequel to the kind of isometric Lara Croft game that came out on Xbox Live a few years ago. It was a really good game, and it was a really good reimagining of the character. It was a completely different type of game too. It was actually really well made. Seeing a new one, I'm okay with that. Don't really have much more to say on that one, but it was a good game, so seeing a sequel to it is always welcome. The other one is the new Tomb Raider game, which is, I believe, a direct sequel to the Tomb Raider reboot that happened a year or 2 ago, I believe. It's apparently called Rise of the Tomb Raider, and looking at Kotaku right now, it supposedly shows a new side of Tomb Raider and mentions her possibly being in a therapy session. I'm okay with this as well. The Tomb Raider reboot I thought was great. If it had, more actual raiding of tombs, it would have been amazing. As a third-person shooter, which is really all it was good. It was a good game. I do wish they would have kept the whole helpless Lara Croft that they tried showing in the early parts of the game, because I thought that was a nice new take on the character. But after a while, the character kind of just became a heartless, gun-toting, bow and arrow wielding adventurer, I guess. But regardless, it was a really good game, and if the new one has more tomb raiding, it could be amazing. We'll exit out of that window. The next thing, still I'm looking at Kotaku for all these things. A new Crackdown was announced. Now, the first Crackdown was an amazing game. Very colorful, very action-oriented, over-the-top fun. It was kind of a sleeper hit, though, because most people who bought it only bought it to get into the Halo 3 beta. In fact, for a while, there was a joke going around on the internet that buy the Halo 3 beta, get a free game. I wasn't one of those people. I wasn't a fan of Halo at the time. I bought Crackdown for Crackdown. And I loved it. The transforming cars were cool, the colorful world was cool. Just being able to cause mass destruction and mass explosions was a blast. Then the sequel came out, and it focused on zombies, because zombies were the thing at that time. It was still a really fun game, but it was the exact same city. Block for block, building for building, it was the same city. The transforming vehicles were gone. I don't even remember if they had the transforming, or if they had the agents that leveled up or not. They did eventually add a cool little thing of with a glide suit, but 2 was kind of disappointing. It still had some fun moments for sure, but it was a disappointment overall. But now the Xbox One is getting a new Crackdown. And I think the developers will learn from Crackdown 2. Give us the transforming vehicles back, give us crazy explosions. I mean, the trailer shows a gang lord in a skyscraper, and a group of agents are taking a tanker truck loaded with C4, driving it up a ramp, crashing it into the skyscraper. The explosion from the tanker truck causes part of that skyscraper to crash into the gang lord's skyscraper and taking him out. I don't think something like that will actually be possible in the game. Maybe. I mean, it would be cool if it is, but I don't think that'll be possible. But it kind of shows what they're trying to go for, I think. Regardless, I'm looking forward to hunting down more orbs, jumping from rooftop to rooftop. I think it would be a game that will actually get me to buy an Xbox One. Now that they've, gotten rid of that useless power-hungry Kinect. If you didn't know, the Kinect apparently took 10% of the system's power. Now that the Kinect is no longer needed, the system is more capable to run games at, a better frame rate or something. Kinect is the future. No, it's not. It's just making the system worse. Okay, the next thing. Criterion is making a new game. They're known for making the crash-centric Burnout games. Personally, Burnout Paradise was my favorite, but I'm probably in the minority there. But they're making a new game that is not Burnout. It is a first-person game that seems to be focused on all different kinds of landscapes, all different kinds of vehicles. But not much else is known. It's Criterion, and Burnout games are great, so I have faith that this game will be good. But it's in such an early stage of development that there's no way to be sure. And there's one more piece of news that I must mention. Mirror's Edge 2 got a gameplay trailer, and it's in a really early stage of development, unfortunately. I mean, they announced Mirror's Edge 2 at the very end of the E3 press conference last year for EA. Mirror's Edge was the only reason I even got into watching that press conference last year. And they made me sit through sports games just to see a trailer that wasn't even gameplay. But today they showed off an actual gameplay trailer that was all a conceptual prototype. It's been a year since they announced it, and it's still in a very blocky prototype stage. Regardless of all the things that were announced today, Mirror's Edge was the thing I was most interested in seeing. I mean, hold on one second. This is a portrait I drew back when Mirror's Edge was still being played by a lot of people. I actually used this as a messenger bag. I'm a huge fan of the game. With Mirror's Edge 2, though, one thing I really want to see them implement is virtual reality support. Whether it's the Project Morpheus or Mobius, whatever it's called for the PS4 or the Oculus Rift. I want first-person virtual reality support for Mirror's Edge 2. EA, make it happen. But, beyond those things, today was rather... Cat wanted off my lap. Beyond those things, today was rather underwhelming for E3. It's only the first day, though, so things could be different in the coming days. I believe as I'm recording this, I think the Sony press conference is going on. So, tomorrow I will probably talk about it. I do have a PS4, so I may be more interested in that news. What I would like to see come out of this E3. I want Nintendo to announce actual release dates for Super Smash Bros. 3DS and Super Smash Bros. Wii U. I know they've announced that the 3DS version is coming out in the summer, and that the Wii U version is supposed to be coming out in the winter, I believe. But here we are in summer, and we don't have a solid release date for the 3DS version yet. So I want a solid release date for Smash Brothers. I also want to hear from whatever developer is holding the game. I want to hear more information about Prey 2. It's been in development limbo for way too long. The conceptual trailer they showed off a few years ago was amazing. I wanted that game. I didn't care that the main character from Prey 1 was no longer the main character in Prey 2. I wanted that game. It looked great. And the new systems are out now, so they can make use of that hardware to make it even better. But I don't even know who has it right now. I don't know who owns the game. And, beyond that, what else could there be? I don't know. I guess I would like to hear more about Darksiders 3, but they only announced a few weeks ago that it wasn't dead. And I'd kind of like to hear actual information about Sony's The Last Guardian, because it's been kind of MIA for a long time, and just yesterday, I think, there were rumors that the game had been cancelled. So, I know Sony confirmed that it wasn't cancelled, but, I'm a big fan of Shadow of the Colossus and Ico. I want more games like those, and I would buy The Last Guardian if they just release it. So guys, I'll probably try to record one of these videos every day as long as E3 is going on. If you like this video, please give it a like. If you like any of my content, go ahead and click that subscribe button. And since E3 is going on, go ahead and post in the comments down below. What are you most looking forward to this E3? What announcements did you like? What surprised you? Let me know in the comments below. I read all my comments, so post away. Thanks for watching, everyone. I am ZippingMeteor, and I guess I will see you tomorrow. Oh, and go ahead and go watch some of my Among the Sleep videos. New horror game where you play as a toddler. It was an interesting game. You should go check it out. Later.